The quote right here says, "I'm not trying to be fat. I'm not trying to be smaller. I'm literally just trying to live and be healthy."
I think there's a massive misunderstanding of how to even lose weight. Your nutrition is the most important thing when it comes to the management of your body weight.
Eating clean is something different for everybody. When somebody says they eat clean, like you ask them to take a look at what they're eating. You see that they're still snacking on maybe a lot of healthy foods.
Lizzo's not really trying to say that she's trying to build this like perfect body. But if somebody is trying to go for aesthetics, I think their best bet and their money would be to try to work on muscle hypertrophy in the gym.
It's almost like a new language because you've been used to eating the same type of foods and you're being in that situation. It's kind of like learning a new language.
It'd be like telling us, don't use your phone tomorrow. You're still going to reach for it a bunch of times, still going to look at it and be like, fuck, I messed up.
That's a perfect analogy.
Next day, mess up again, and you keep messing up. Like I told you, not all you have to do is not look at your phone at all.
Yeah.
But still have it around. I'm going to try this mixture over here. I mixed up some AG1.
Shake that up, yeah.
I mixed up the new banana cream steak shake.
Wait a second.
Doesn't seem like you have a lot in there.
Wait a second.
Well, there's a lot, but water-wise, I need to blend the two into here. So mathematically,
I see.
I didn't want to have an explosion all over the place.
Okay, so you're going to put this in there now.
But you're mixing like gains.
I know.
Gangs. Gains and gangs.
I know, mixing liver, kidney, heart, spleen, pancreas, beef protein isolate, egg, and whey protein, along with all the stuff that's in AG1.
There's a lot of stuff in AG1.
Lots of vitamins and
There's a
minerals. Let's see what happens.
Is it going to explode? Is it going to like
might.
foam up?
It
Like
might.
Alka-Seltzer?
Plus, since we're all going to be sharing that, you put 2 packets of AG1 in there, so there's double the taste of that. I hope you put a lot of Steak Shake.
Oh, yeah.
Because like, it needs to counteract. AG1 isn't horrible, but like you want to gulp that shit down.
This is
Be real.
It had a little bit of like a sweet flavor to it, but then there's a natty flavor of vegetables that you're going to notice in
There
there
definitely is a natty flavor.
But like if you didn't have the natural flavor, you'd be like, it clearly doesn't have the vitamins and minerals it needs.
You sure that top is closed? Okay.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Oh, you got to hold on to the top.
Just in case.
Did you ever see that meme? It says people that don't hold on to the top of the shaker lid never had anything hard happen in their life. Never faced any difficulty.
You're just really taking a risk when you choose to do that shit, Doug.
All right.
You just assume.
Smells good enough. It's not clean, but it's good enough.
I got you a cup, but I'll pour it in here.
My Golden Girls mug, man.
Ooh, it's green.
Interesting color.
Give it up for the ladies.
This one's for you, Andrew.
Oh, heck yeah. Thank you.
I'll come give it to you, bro.
I appreciate it. I can go get it. Okay. Keep you on screen.
There you go.
But you get closer to the screen. That's actually smarter.
And we got it all do at the same time.
Thank you.
It smells good. This is with the new banana cream steak shake. We have chocolate coconut, and we also have cinnamon roll.
And I'm excited for that cinnamon.
Here we go.
3, 2, 1, go.
I can actually sip on this. I don't need to down it. Okay, this is good. This is good.
It's good, but it's like interesting. There's like an interesting back flavor to it.
It almost tastes like we put some kind of like Greek yogurt type of thing in there or something. Or maybe I'm tripping.
I like it. I like it. Oh,
That's
New Power Project Greek yogurt.
That's really good.
that's what I'm gonna do instead. Because like what I do in the morning is I do the AG1 with a scoop of creatine every single morning. I just down that shit. I make Sam down it too, but with the protein,
Do you yell at her a lot?
yell at her every day. Scream at her actually.
she could use it.
No, I don't yell at her, dude.
You get mad if she goes
Just to
over
take her
macros?
vitamins and her protein.
I make sure to put her vitamin D in her mouth, and I wasn't even trying to make that joke. I just realized what I said. That was good. That was subconscious.
It's vitamin D and K2 or whatever.
Yeah,
It's a combo.
D and K2. I drop that in her mouth and then I make her drink that. She fucking hates
She
drinking
needs
the
it every
AG1.
day? The vitamin D I'm talking about.
Every day.
The
every day.
vitamins. God, you guys are sick.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's like a little weird, but amazing at the same time.
It's good. It's
Yeah.
good.
I gotta ask you, what brought you into wanting to make a? Some people out there love coconut, so you're hitting those consumers. But why did you want to touch them? Because I honestly just anything with coconut flavor for me, and I know it's not about me, but for me, I want to gag, dog. Why'd you do it?
I did it for you.
So I wouldn't drink it.
Yeah, exactly. We want to drink our supply.
It's probably great. Don't get me wrong.
It
anything
is good.
I know anything almond joy or anything with coconut. I've just had this aversion to since childhood.
No, a lot of people hate coconut. A lot of people hate like fake banana flavor and stuff too.
This is good.
With Steak Shake, the hard thing is we don't use artificial sweeteners, so I can't like just make birthday cake flavor. I mean, I could, but it's harder. You know, your options aren't as. When you use sucralose, anything's possible. So, Steak Shake doesn't have any of that stuff in there. And that's one of the things that separates it out.
Yeah, with the banana, I noticed that it's very overpowering. So like if I mix it with like chocolate, it just tastes like more banana than the chocolate. But with that said, that's not a bad thing because now we just had it with the AG1 and it tastes really, really good. But man, I'm still stuck on the chocolate. Like that with coffee in the morning.
Chocolate coconut?
No, I haven't had a chance to try that
okay.
one. Just a regular chocolate Steak Shake. It's too good. Like I want to drink more coffee because of it, but I have to stop myself because I'm like I'm gonna have.
How do you mix her up?
So
Tell us your secret.
I actually got a little bougie with it this year out of nowhere. So I have an espresso machine. So I do a double shot of espresso. I do a little shot of like vanilla sugar-free syrup. Sometimes I will put a little dash of sucralose and then just a little bit of not almond milk, cashew milk, and then the Steak Shake protein. And I use a little spinny thingy, and I shake that all up. Throw some ice in there, and man, it is delicious. It is damn delicious. Like I cannot get enough of it. It's the best. Like it's silly how good it is. Like I can't go to like Dutch Bros or Starbucks anymore because it's not as good as what I can make at home now.
Yeah, I mix up similar concoction. I use either sometimes the salted caramel hydration or the chocolate hydration. I'll use like half a packet of that, mix it in. But it's amazing with the banana cream and a little packet of chocolate hydration is absolutely amazing.
Wait, all right, question. There's banana for the new ones. There's banana cream. There's chocolate coconut. There's another one. What's the other one?
Cinnamon roll.
There we go. Cinnamon roll. Okay.
Yeah.
And no milk was used when you mix this up?
No, just Walter.
Dude, that's solid.
Wow.
That's really good because like it doesn't taste. It tastes like there was some milk used.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Throw some heavy cream in there next time.
Yeah, links in description. Promo code Power Project to save 15%. Well, bam.
How can they save on some AG1?
That I don't know.
Actually, okay. So we've been using Athletic Greens for a while now. I think if you guys we'll have the instructions down below. But if you click the link below, you'll
do 20 push-ups.
And do 20 push-ups. But if you want to get AG1, you'll also be able to get a lifetime, not a lifetime, but a year supply of vitamin D3, K2. And then if you subscribe, you'll also get a lifetime supply of vitamin D3, K2. The code will be below.
Yeah, we'll
so
figure
just
it
follow
out.
those instructions there. But it's good. I don't like eating greens, man, but this shit has made that shit so fucking easy. So easy.
And you notice like a benefit from it?
It's hard to say with that. I do. But I'm very critical of myself when like I use something and like it's like I do feel good because I'm like, am I feeling good because of this? I think I am. I notice I feel a little bit better because I don't really take multivitamins. One thing I don't like about multivitamins is because when I take them, whenever I pee, I just you see the vitamins leave your body. I don't you know this stuff because the way that they blend it or whatever, I don't piss any of it out, right? So it's been beneficial for me, but if you're not someone who eats a lot of greens, which most people on this listen to this podcast don't, I think this would be super clutch for you. And even if you do, it has so many fucking things in the ingredients list. When you go to their website, just check it out. I think it'd be beneficial.
Yeah, my wife's always trying to get me to eat vegetables, and I'm like, it's just like I'll choke down a salad from here, here and there. But now I'm like, hey, look, we're good. I got it all covered now. So it's been she drinks it too. She's been all about it for a long time. So it's just been a cool addition to the morning routine.
It would suck to be a chick. You have to pretend to like salad and stuff and vegetables. God.
Some
Got
of
those
them
big
probably
boobs
do.
knocking around all the time.
Yeah.
You got to play with them all 24/7.
Dude, look at yourself naked all the time.
Actually, maybe that would be great.
No, it wouldn't, dude. I'm like tits just get in the way. It seems.
That's true.
Like even for guys,
All the guys hitting on you.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Tons of attention. Who wants that?
don't get me wrong. I love. Okay. In the most wholesome way possible, I do love breasts. But I'm just like thinking of like all the things we got to do. It's just like, especially if you have big ones, it causes back pain.
You gotta really think about them.
Some women are truly like they truly have back problems because, and then they have to get breast reductions, man. Like you feel for
You gotta
them.
do like special exercise in the gym to hold up those titties.
And you can't jump, say goodbye to anything that has to do with jumping. I knew this client that I used to work with, and I remember he programmed in box jumps once. And she's like, Nsima, I can't do these. I was like, wait, why? She's like, Nsima, I can't do these because my tits are huge. I was like, I didn't even think of that. You know, like
there's a lot of booby smashers in the gym too, supposedly. The girls will tell you like when they do like rows and things like that, it like squishes their boobs together.
Yeah.
And then there's stuff that squishes our balls together too, but I don't know if anybody wants to hear about that.
The assault bike. The assault bike seek is a fucking nemesis, bro. Like at least the one I had at home. I have to adjust myself so that like
Rogue makes a different seat, I think, or they make a cover for the seat.
I need to buy that because my shit be
Gets your
getting
like gooch and your balls.
crushed. I hope I'll be able to have kids, man. Because sometimes it's not. I'm being real.
I think the GHR and the 45-degree back
45-degree back
they
raise.
both like push everything inward worse and turns it into like a cock and balls vice.
Yeah. It absolutely does.
It's like who designed this
Yeah.
and why?
And what about the bike seat that like has a hole like for your balls?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Wait, does that exist?
Yeah, yeah, but I don't know if it's good or bad for you.
Like
though.
bike or exercise
like
bike?
bicycle, but like I'm
Yeah.
sure you can adapt it. Maybe.
Wait, whoa, pause. It has a hole for
Google.
your balls.
It could be for balls or for vaggie parts.
No, honestly, that's a great idea. If the whole area could just have like a hole,
For the
that's
roast beef
amazing.
sandwich.
You said veggie parts.
Sound like a kid. The veggie parts.
Well, I just
Yeah, there it is.
Amazoned it,
Yeah.
but you know,
It also prevents people from sniffing the seat, which is a huge problem in gyms.
because they sniff it while you're still sitting.
yeah, it's like let me get up first. Jesus Christ.
Yo, that's
Easy
a
access.
great idea.
Yeah, now you can sniff it while someone's riding it.
Those minds really are in the gutter.
What is wrong with us?
Y'all really.
Just shut the podcast down.
No.
Anyway,
Hey, how was your jiu-jitsu tournament? Where'd you go travel to for that?
Long Beach, the Walter Pyramid. Yeah, man, it went good. First off, thanks to whoever the person is that let us get a press pass to record. He listens to the podcast, so thank you for letting us record. But it was great, man. I'm pumped. I mean, obviously I didn't get first. You always want first, but I feel very, very good. First
It's
two,
like your fifth worlds or something, or fourth maybe, or
yeah. So okay, so let's do a little bit of world's history. I think it's my fourth worlds. My first worlds, I may have gone to as a white belt, and I lost my first match. My second worlds, I got second as a blue belt. I got
that's
second.
the one I went to in Long Beach.
Yeah, it's in Long Beach. So I got second place as a blue belt at Worlds. My third Worlds was at purple belt, and I lost to the same guy who beat me in brown belt Worlds this past one. That was my second match, so I lost to him. And this was my fourth Worlds, and I got bronze. So yeah, I felt really good though. Like I'm super thankful because I've been able to train with a lot of different people who've helped me improve massively. Mason Fowler's one of the main guys who helped really push me because like he's a training partner that really pushed me, and I think that was super helpful in just helping me to get to another level of jiu-jitsu and also help me realize some of the things that I need to do if I want to get to a higher level of jiu-jitsu. First two matches were great. I didn't open my mouth. Like that's one of those things, man. It's like 2 minutes into my first match, my opponent was, and I was like, "You're fucked." And then my second match, Nathan, who he's actually really cool. We haven't been able to compete. We've seen each other at tournaments here and there, but we haven't been able to compete against each other. He's a good guy, but I did notice like a few minutes into our first match too, he started breathing through his mouth, and I was like, "Damn, feel good." And I didn't necessarily feel difficulty with those. Third match, he went just immediately into his game, got my leg, went to an Nsima lock, and I'm pissed, but at the same time, it's just like, that's one of those things where I just need to learn that position, learn how to deal with that position. I don't have many training partners that play that game. So now I have to venture out and figure out how to get some people to do that so that I can start learning reactions from those positions. It's super sick.
Were there times where maybe in the past you sometimes maybe didn't feel like you were Do you ever get like super frustrated and think, I don't know if I'll ever get past this like next level, like a video game?
No, I think I don't think so at all. I think like
You just been like more thinking, if I go back to training and I work on this, then I'll get it, and I'll resolve that issue, and I'll work on the next thing.
Yeah, man, because jiu-jitsu is like a video game. There's a lot of problems to solve. When you start, everything's a problem. As you get better, there are still things you need to learn how to deal with, but there are certain things now you just understand, and then you just learn all of these different positions. And when you come up on something that you don't necessarily get or understand, there are ways to learn it, or you can just deny it and ignore it, and it always ends up being something rough. I really think that it's one of those things that like you really can continue to progress at for a very long time. And if you think like, if you're like, I can't get past this point, then you can't get past that point. Like the only thing stopping you from getting past a certain level is yourself. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm super pumped for the next one, which is going to be next month.
Cool.
Yeah.
Andrew, you're like a week out.
Yeah. So this is like my last week of like some pretty hard rolls, and then next week I'm going to taper off because then it's showtime. I was weird. So when I signed up, I got super duper nervous, and then as like I'm working and getting some reps in and stuff, I'm starting to feel better. And then on Saturday, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm 2 weeks out, and I start freaking out all over again. I'm like, okay, calm down. I'm good now. But yeah, it's weird. It's almost time, and it came fast. Yeah.
How are you going to take? So when you say taper off, what are you going to do?
Just move around more instead of like some actual like hard live rolls, which is what I'm doing this week. I'm just gonna kind of take it a little bit easier, and then probably hit the assault bike as much as I can from now till then, because I just feel like my cardio right now is still like I missed a week, and I still feel like I'm trying to recover from that week off. It sucks. I don't really like that feeling right now, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be sick. Your first tournament's always, it's going to be awesome to do, dude.
Yeah. When you were, so at this last Worlds, did you do anything different for your warm-ups or anything like that? Like, cause I know we've had a couple of guests recently on the podcast talking about like, I'm thinking Nicky Rod talked about his warm-ups and stuff.
I haven't changed anything. No? I do the breathing techniques in terms of breath holds that help me like be able to just like produce more oxygen or whatever. Like there's a breath hold technique that Phil DeRue sent me where it's like it's rapid breathing for 2 minutes. So inhale, exhale for a second or whatever. I can put that shit in the description. And then there's some breath holds after where it's like you will inhale normally, exhale normally, and then hold your breath for as many paces as you can. And you do that for 5 rounds, and you do that twice. So I did that before Chad Wesley Smith match. I do that pretty much before every tournament match, and it helps me have a little bit more in my gas tank. And it's yeah. And then I obviously just like do normal warm-ups. My homie Julian was out there. He helped me warm up in the back, and yeah, it was pretty cool. I think it's just like, it's really dope because Worlds is not a small tournament. Like my goal with jiu-jitsu is to get a black belt world title at some point. And being able to, I guess, roll like this at a world level is really exciting. And I think it's really cool because I've been doing it for 7 years now, and I'm at that level. And I'm confident I'm at that level. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, absolutely. You're knocking on that door every single time.
Yeah, there was a lot of time where I was just like, fuck, like I started jiu-jitsu at 23. Am I actually going to be able to get there? Because you see these kids starting at like 10, 9, 8. And I think it's literally just time, keeping yourself healthy. It's there.
Well, dude, like we were talking, so I'm watching these blue belts roll, and I'm like, oh my God, like I'm in Pop Warner, and these motherfuckers in the NFL, like they're so good. I'm like, this is insane. Like the level disparity between like, like an everyday like gym goer versus like a pro. And I'm like, I'm just blown away. And they're only blue belts.
But they're blue belts who've been rolling for a decade. It's kind of funny. Like the juvenile blue belts that are rolling, a lot of them are blue belts just because it's like they still have to do the belt path, but they've been rolling since they were like 8. So it's really fucking cool. But yeah, anybody who's been wanting to start jiu-jitsu, just start. And also, if you're in Sacramento, I'm trying to get a competition group together. So if you're really interested in competing and you've been doing jiu-jitsu for a few years, comment here or message me on Instagram because we're getting a group of people together in Sacramento so we can do more competition level trading. So just message me, please.
Maybe like start out the message by saying like comp group or something.
Anything. Just let me know. Just let me know.
Super cool. Let's check out this clip that we this quote that we have from Lizzo. I saw this recently, and it just kind of made me think like maybe we should talk about this on the podcast because we might have some different points of view than maybe some of the stuff she shared.
The quote right here says, "I'm not trying to be fat. I'm not trying to be smaller. I'm literally just trying to live and be healthy. This is what my body looks like even when I'm eating super clean and working out. Y'all speak on shit y'all know nothing about." And she's saying this because she did some concerts recently and she's been getting flamed on Twitter. People have been just really roasting the fuck out of her for how she looks in her outfits on stage.
I don't know if you can scroll to the, there's some of the audio.
For me, I speak up for everybody. We are all at an age where we can just be attacked by hateful messaging, in comments on social media. We can feel attacked by our own government, man. And it's not normal. This isn't fair. This isn't right. Somebody tried to tell me, well, it comes with the territory. No, this should never come with the territory of being a person, a human being of existing. And as I'm going through it, I know you're going through it. So if no one's told you today, I love you, you are beautiful, and you can get through anything.
It's got a cool message.
Yeah.
I think, on the topic of what she was saying, in the quote, talking about like eating clean and stuff, I think it always just depends on someone's goal. She's, in the beginning of that quote, she basically is saying like, it doesn't seem like she really cares a ton about like dropping a bunch of weight. She's not like, she's not necessarily trying to be fat, but she's also not trying to be skinny, I don't think, right?
Doesn't seem like it. Like, she's super successful already, right? She has a person that she has a man she's with. I don't know if she's married or whatever, but she has a relationship. She's super wealthy. She's living a great life. And everything that she's put forward about what she's been doing for her health, she's put forward videos of exercising. She's put forward, videos or whatever.
Probably
eating.
Gotten a lot of people into exercise that are like exercising for me. People that are bigger that are like, I don't think I can do that. They probably were inspired by her.
Yeah, usually when you see some of that stuff, it's usually someone who's already really fit or looks like really in shape exercising. So it's already something that maybe you put some distance between yourself and the action. But she's been trying to send a good message. And the aspect of it is that, like, she's right, man. The internet lets anybody say what the fuck they want to say to anybody without any type of repercussions. So she's probably got people calling her a whale, a fridge, all these different types of things because like she does wear somewhat revealing things on stage because she's confident enough to do it.
Feels good, yeah.
Yeah, and her fans love it, but there are people who are bold enough to just like really just, send some mean shit. And that's mean. Despite what you think of her, it's fucking mean.
Yeah, people just being super negative. I do think that I think there's a massive misunderstanding of how to even lose weight. And I think that people are still very confused, which is interesting because there has been so much information given out over the years on many different podcasts, and there's been people talking about the calorie equation. There's been people talking about specific diets. It seems like most of these things work for a period of time when someone follows it. But then when somebody gets off of the plan, which makes sense because you had a plan that helped you lose weight, now you're off the plan and you're back to the habits that led you to gain the weight in the first place. So oftentimes people will gain the weight back. There's a lot of evidence that shows that a lot of Americans have lost weight many, many times over, but they just have a hard time keeping it off. And I think one of the biggest mistakes that people can make is to link exercise and going to the gym with weight loss. I think that's a habit that can really be helpful. I think lifting weights can be a habit that can buy you some insurance and can be a great habit for your future. So if you're a young person now or anybody really, You spend a little bit of time lifting, you're going to increase your metabolism, you're going to chew up carbohydrates, you're going to help prevent disease. There's a lot of great things that come with lifting weights. But lifting weights and or most of the activities that you do in the gym, if it has any benefit toward assisting you to lose body fat, it's a simple fact that you're probably spending an hour or two without eating, in my opinion. So in my opinion, the kitchen, the outside world of just basically your nutrition, your eating schedule, that is the most important thing. Your nutrition is the most important thing when it comes to the management of your body weight. The signals that we get from exercise can help, but they don't help that much. The signal that you get from running, the signal that you get from jiu-jitsu, those are all things that can be really, really helpful because it can ingrain a habit, and hopefully you like that habit. Something like jiu-jitsu is a great example. Hopefully you like that habit so much it doesn't even really seem like you're fitnessing. You're just like you're in a sport, and then therefore you're more active and you're able to drop some weight that way. But I think that people too often, they tie their body weight, they try to wrap it around just exercising. And exercise can be massively helpful. A huge fan of it. The habit of it is important, but you really won't have the results you're ever looking for unless you can straighten your shit out with your food.
Yeah. Do you think that, kind of what you were saying about people just, they don't even know how to lose weight. Everyone's very, very lost. Do you think that people that are in the gym that are actually lifting, do you think they they think that they're expending way more calories than they actually are, and as far as with the food that they're taking in?
I do think so. There's also, there's a lot that goes into some of this stuff, but the rich get richer. The people that are lean, and when they do go to the gym can serve its purpose because someone who's super fit can produce a lot of force. So someone who's super fit can go on a assault bike and do 10 sprints and have an amazing workout from it. But if you're weak and you're new and you've never done that before, your workout from the assault bike is not going to be as productive. You literally won't burn nearly as many calories. You won't be able to generate nearly the amount of force, and you won't be able to liberate the same amount of fat. There's some studies on some high-level runners on how, I forget what it is, but it's a certain amount of grams that they are liberating, certain runners that they're liberating, that they're utilizing as an energy source while they're running. Most people can't ever even get anywhere close to that. They're working in grams, where somebody else might be working in milligrams or even less than that, because they just can't, they're not there yet. So it takes time to build that. And that's why it's good to start with some sort of exercise. It's great to build a habit, but it's going to take some time for that to be as productive as you would want it to even be.
And I asked that from two different points, from the regular gym bro that's crushing a bunch of food, be like, oh, I'm working out, so it's okay. But then also I have no idea what her workouts look like. I've never paid attention to that. But if somebody is now, oh, I went to the gym, I did cardio on the cardio machine or whatever, and I'm eating super clean, but maybe they're just eating a lot, but it's okay because I got my workout in, and then it's it's not working. No matter what I do, it doesn't work. I'm eating clean and working out, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah, eating clean is something different for everybody. When somebody says they eat clean, you ask them to take a look at what they're eating. You see that they're still snacking on maybe a lot of healthy foods, but it still adds up to a lot of calories. Maybe when they're drinking stuff, maybe they're drinking juices or low-calorie juices or something that still has quite a bit of calories, and they're overdoing that. Maybe they're also using a lot of different types of sauces, and you can put some sauce in food, and that's another 200, 250 calories, and you don't even realize what that is. So you're intaking all of these calories, and you might be feeling like you're eating clean, but you're still eating things that you tend to overeat. So it's still something where you got to be careful with it, and you got to do it for a long enough time. You need to make changes over time.
Pat Project Family, we talk about beef and meat all the time on the podcast. That's why we've partnered with Certified Piedmontese Beef. But did you know this? That 85% of all grass-fed, grass-finished beef in the United States is imported from other countries? 85%.
Damn.
But Certified Piedmontese is made in the U.S. of A.
America.
America. Fuck yeah. So go out and get some of the best tasting, some of the leanest, some of the best beef from Piedmontese. Andrew, how can they get it?
Absolutely. So you guys can head over to cpbeef.com and at checkout, enter promo code POWER to save 25% off your entire order. And if your order is $150 or more, you get free 2-day shipping. Again, cpbeef.com. Links to them down in the description, as well as the podcast show notes.
Fuck yeah.
And your productivity in the gym, you know, like what is it that you're working on? What is it that you're trying to do? Again, I believe, it's my belief that the gym is mainly for, I guess you could use it for some cardiovascular training and stuff too, but it's mainly to like build muscle mass. You're like either there to get jacked, build muscle mass, or get strong. There's not really that many other things you can do there. I guess you could do a Metcon and you can kind of say, I'm going to, you know, burn a lot of calories and I'm going to get more fit. So I would agree with that. Like, yeah, that's going to be healthy. That's going to be good for your heart and stuff like that. But I don't think that really changes a whole lot in terms of like what you can eat. Now, if you're turning into like a full-fledged CrossFitter and you're already fit, now we start to talk about a different story because your body fat percentage is low and you're mainly just a ball of muscle that's exercising all day. So now maybe you can have a little bit more freedom with your diet. But for most people, the gym, I think it's a good idea for people to try to have their training directed towards something. I don't even really know what Lizzo does necessarily for workouts, but a lot of the workouts that you see people do when they're just showing, you know, clips of them working out, they might be like throwing a med ball. They might be doing like a box jump. These are things that I think are tremendously important. I think they're awesome, but I don't really think they will move the needle necessarily if, and again, we have to point out that Lizzo is not really trying to say that she's trying to build this like perfect body. But if somebody is trying to go for aesthetics, I think their best bet and their money would be to try to work on muscle hypertrophy in the gym, in my opinion.
No, that makes total sense. But one of the things, and you mentioned it, is that when you're trying to change your body, like you're now going to have to build two different skill sets. The skill set number one of being able to handle your nutrition and knowing how to eat so you're not overeating, so that you can get enough protein, so that like you feel good from day to day with your nutrition. That is a whole new skill set you're trying to build. And
Very hard skill set, yeah.
Very hard skill set. And if you've been someone who's been eating like shit for years, that's a whole new thing to learn, dog. Like it's almost like a new language because you've been used to eating the same type of foods and you're being in that situation. It's kind of like learning a new language.
It'd be like telling us, don't use your phone tomorrow. You're still going to reach for it a bunch of times, still going to look at it and be like, fuck, I messed up.
That's a perfect analogy.
Next day, mess up again, and you keep messing up. Like I told you, not all you have to do is not look at your phone at all. Yeah. But still have it around.
That's okay. So now you're building one skill set. You have life, you have work, you have all the things you're dealing with. And now you're trying to build this second skill set of working out, whether it be in a gym, whether it be that you downloaded some beach body video and you're now moving around and doing jumping jacks and doing fucking burpees. But if you've never done this stuff before, the toll your body's going to feel on the next day is going to be something that doesn't make you want to do it again. So now you're fighting two literal uphill battles. If you're in this situation, it would probably be better to try to focus on your nutrition and getting a hold of that. You still want to do some type of exercise, but maybe instead of it being exercise, maybe you just try to move a bit more. I know that people, especially coaches, hate it when people say move more, eat less, because it's not always that simple. But for many people, instead of doing a whole new strength training routine with a bunch of movements that you've never literally done, you just start walking a little bit more. You just start trying to change certain habits, and you slowly introduce yourself to be able to do all these new things. And maybe you do get a gym membership, but you don't go every fucking day. Maybe you go 3 or 4 days a week and you build from there. Because if you're trying to change the way you eat, now you're also trying to change and add exercise into your plan. These are things that take time, and you have to be okay with it taking time to build these new skill sets, right? Doesn't happen immediately.
And the habits, you know, for somebody that would be traveling like Lizzo does, and somebody that, thousands of people go to her concerts.
Oh yeah,
it's got to feel amazing. And then to get done with a concert and try to unwind from that, and to go home and just have chicken breast and go to bed. It's probably kind of difficult. But I think that if
Baby Yoda.
if somebody was to travel and to pay attention to all the food that she's consuming, the various foods that she's consuming, they could assist her to lose weight. I think it's important that anyone can figure out a way to be better. I think that's an important thing to think about. Anyone can figure out a way to lose weight, and so a lot of times we're attached to our habits, and they're hard to break free from.
Damn. Kid me would have been like, oh. Adult me is like, oh.
Tiny waist.
We're looking at a character right now on screen, and she's just kind of cute. She's just my type. Yeah. So let me ask you this, Mark. Like, I think we've all heard certain people say
that
like,
looks really good, by the way. What is that, salmon or something?
It's ramen. I don't know what's on the top of it. I think it's maybe a spam
thing. And then tofu, maybe.
Yeah.
Or just cubes of butter.
No, I was joking. Fucking Andrew. Is she eating cubes of butter in her ramen?
No, I didn't mean it like that. I just like
you're a savage, man.
I should own that one, but I was not thinking it like that. It looks delicious.
I made you look evil.
Yeah. Fuck it.
I'm gonna get some pho tonight. Fuck. But you guys have heard people say like, I've done everything and I just can't lose weight. Y'all think it's a cop out? I mean, it's tough, and everybody does have different issues,
She's
right?
moving.
Yeah, this woman's up on stage dancing the whole time. She is like, that's one thing y'all got to think about too. Like, oh damn, she's shaking that booty. She's on stage moving for a long time. She's obviously not, even though she looks the way she does.
She's performing.
She can move, right?
Right.
Like, that's not something easy. So,
Jesus.
What do you think maybe blocks most people when they're like, I can't lose weight, I'm doing everything? What are some of the big culprits?
I do think it can be harder for some people than others. And I think it's important that you recognize that. Yeah. And then you might have to work harder. That you might, it might be two brothers or two sisters, and one sister has to put in double the amount of time to lose the same amount of weight. We see this happen with people all the time. So I do think it's a thing. I do think it's okay but you have to acknowledge it, and you have to just figure out like, how do I still get past this? How do I still work on my health, or how do I still work on my own physique or my own body? How do I still work on it? Even though maybe you are a little bit screwed. Maybe genetically, your genetics, even within a family, maybe your genetics are slightly different than another person. But it doesn't mean that you just give up. Yeah. And I think a lot of people, when they say they tried everything, they just maybe haven't tried enough combination of things for a long enough time. What I've seen from a lot of people is that people that really struggle with their weight, when they're on point with their diet and they're on point with some trips to the gym and things like that, a handful of days, they can make it sound like 6 months because it feels so long for them. And they'll tell you, oh man, I've been really killing it. And you're like, that's so good to hear. That's awesome. And then you're like, how long you been? And they'll say, oh, I don't know, like 2 weeks. When did it start? Like when they're like, well, hold on a second. Actually, I think it started on like Saturday. And you're like, today's only Tuesday. So when you really break it down, it's usually not as long as they thought. And, I do think everyone is entitled to have whatever body they feel comfortable in too. So not everyone has to work towards being skinny. Not everyone has to work toward being jacked. However, if this is something that you're looking into, I think the worst thing you can do is just say, there's nothing I can really do about it. These are my genetics. I'm short and I'm 40 pounds overweight, and there's nothing I can do about it. I think so many things can change with inputs. We were asking you earlier about jujitsu. Like, have you ever been so frustrated where you're like, I don't know if I be able to figure this out? And you're like, no, because you know that you can figure it out. And I think that should be promising to a lot of people listening, that you can figure it out. It might take you more time than the next person, and it's definitely possible that it's harder for you. I think each one of us thinks that certain things are harder for us than it is for you. Like, I have a little bit of difficulty with reading, so I'm going to say it's a little harder for me to read than Nsima, but maybe it's not. Maybe just Nsima spent more time on it. maybe because I get a little lost in it or I get disinterested, I just simply didn't practice it enough. What if I put in the same inputs as he's putting in with reading? Then maybe I read just as well as he does. I was talking to my wife this morning about kind of inputs and stuff, and we were talking about, like, you know, she was a Division I swimmer. She really kicked a lot of ass in swimming and stuff, and we were, you know, she was talking about being slower than she used to be or whatever. And we got talking about that, and I'm like, I don't even really think that you're slower than you used to be. I think you just have different inputs than you used to have. And so we don't even really truly know if you're slower or not. You might actually, there might be a chance that if you put in the same amount of time that you'd be faster. And then we just kind of talked about, like, it's just not practical. She'd have to spend 3 hours a day and all the things that she used to do for swimming, you know, but we don't really know because that's not where she's at in her life. So I think any of us can kind of make a comeback if you feel like you're down and out. You can have similar inputs. Like, what did you look like when you were 10? What did you look like when you were 15? What did you look like when you graduated high school? You know, if you're 350 pounds now and you were 210 pounds when you graduated high school, there's something that allowed you to maintain that body weight when you were younger, or even if you were heavier, 270 or whatever it might be. There's some point in your life where you were less, so you should be able to figure out over a period of time. It might be hard, it might be difficult. Over a period of time, you should be able to figure out how to work your way back towards that.
No, absolutely. Let me ask you this real quick, and it's kind of on something else that she mentioned. But do you guys think that if somebody so chooses to put some of the things they're doing online, let's say maybe it's a weight loss journey, let's say they're doing anything online, that they need to just be okay with scrutiny because it does come with the territory? Because I'm like, to be honest, it's like, I don't think it's good, but you can't tell everyone to be nice. Everyone is not nice. There are some real scumbags out there, and the internet allows them to be scumbags without a face. And it just does come with the territory, especially when you're at that level. At any level, there's going to be just some person that comes in to chop your shit down just because they know it feels good for them to do it. So what do you guys think? Does it just come?
I think the responsibility goes on the person putting out the information. And I think because you have to just know, no one has ever made a statement, no matter whether it's a written law or whether it's in the Bible. No one's ever written anything that was interpreted the same way as it was meant to be interpreted by the person that wrote it, ever in the history of the world. It doesn't happen. That's why we have laws. That's why you have courtrooms. That's why you have to have like a whole entire assembly of people to, like, you know, vote on whether this guy is guilty or not guilty because he committed this crime. It's like there's so many hairs to split over what was this an actual crime? Did this guy, you know? And it's different within each state and so forth. So the message that you put out, you might say, I lost 150 pounds. I couldn't be any more excited. And I did it with this low carb diet, you know? And somebody's like, it doesn't matter about carbs. It's calories in, calories out. The next person's like, you're trying to sell a book. I can't believe this. You're ripping the people off. Why are you lying to people? And you're like, I didn't even really know I didn't know there was like a no carb cult. I didn't know there was like a keto thing going on. I didn't know any of this stuff. And maybe you were well-meaning, but I think as somebody that is going to produce any content, I think you have to recognize there's going to be people that are going to be, you know, standing there with their little axe, ready to chop down your tree anytime you put anything out. And then the other thing I would say too is that it kind of depends on what it is. If it's normally in your wheelhouse, if it's normally things that you communicate about a lot. So if Lizzo's just like, I have a concert, I'd imagine most of the comments are probably pretty positive. Oh, I went to your concert. You're the best. Love you. You look great. Right. All is probably fairly positive. There's always dickheads every time somewhere. But if she's like, hey, I tried this new workout and I really liked it, people are going to be, you don't know anything about working out. You don't look like a personal trainer, or whatever they might say. Right.
Yeah. But I mean, I think it's worse when it has nothing to do with what, you know, because she could have been like because she said one of the posts, it was like, true. Thank you, Baltimore. And then it's like somebody could come on there and just like talk about her weight. Like that's, to me, that's when it's worse, when it's like, you're not that anyone's ever invited, but yeah, like if, she were to talk about fitness, somebody could, then you then open yourself up to somebody coming in and saying you don't know shit about fitness, obviously. So yeah, I don't know. It all sucks. I don't like internet trolls because it's so unwarranted, and it's like, come on, man. Like, what you don't have anything better to do right now, like other than just come on and be negative. Like that sucks.
Yeah, and body positivity, like it is necessary to, like, wherever your starting position is, like, you can't hate yourself. Well, you know what? There's always two sides to this. Some people do very well with hating themselves. Some people, like, they're like, it's not my cup of tea, but some people are like, I fucking hate where I am. I'm a piece of trash. Fuck my life. And then moves them in the right direction. It works for some people.
I do that before jiu-jitsu every day.
Right? Like, that does work for some people.
Right in the mirror.
But for some people, the self-hatred of where they are at that moment is paralyzing. Mm-hmm. So it's like being able to love themselves and then move in the right direction is something necessary for them. But like it's I think that's one of the big reasons why she does get that scrutiny, because like she's been vocal about, like, yeah, love yourself where you are, but some people interpret it in the way of she's saying that being fat is healthy, being fat's okay, and you don't need to change who you are for anything. And again, for some people won't change who they are, and that's okay for them. But if you're someone who's trying to get healthier, that's who we're trying to talk to. If you're trying to get in better shape, trying to, do things in an easier fashion in your body, that's who we're talking to.
Yeah, but like it's sorry, Mark, it's so jacked up because like the people that do support her right now could instantly turn around and turn on her if she were to lose weight.
Adele.
All those supporters will say,
bring back Fat Mark.
Yeah. Yeah, the fat power lifters are mad that Mark got lost weight. It's like, well, hold on, you supported. If you how's that saying go? If you can't support me when I'm thin, you didn't deserve me when I was big. But that's crazy. That's again going back to the internet trolls. It's like, damn, like you guys suck too.
Yeah, if Andrew, like I think he might be referencing Adele. We were kind of talking about this a little bit, but Adele, she changed her shape. Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. And then people were like, we thought you loved who you were. This is like, I can't believe you did this. You said that you were in love with yourself.
And how
already.
Someone lost weight too. Like, did you use bariatrics? Did you use semaglutide or whatever? Yeah, Ozempic. I didn't think you would use that, cheat like that way.
All the hate that Stephanie Buttermore got recently too.
Hey. And this thing, man, like, you got to be careful of the shit you're talking about.
Yeah.
If you're saying love yourself, don't change anything about who you are, you're perfect, and then you have fake titties. But I mean, I'm not. It is, but like, it's like. But you didn't love your titties?
Well, what if she was fine with it, but like she caught Jeff looking at a chick with big tits?
Hey, we're gonna bring Jeff into this.
I'm just saying.
Are we bringing Jeff? I ain't saying shit. I ain't saying shit.
But wouldn't that change if she was like, no, I did it for him in our relationship, but I'm not gonna put him on blast like that.
That would have been a great move on her part.
That would have been so
funny. Him. Just totally fuck him.
Like, totally unfair.
I saw his Instagram and I went to his explore page. There's nothing but chicks with huge racks. Like, damn it! All right, it's
boobies
time
on there.
Yeah. Anyway, we started talking about boobies again.
Just full circle moment right there.
It always comes
big round booby circle.
It always comes back.
Do you know what your testosterone levels are at? How about your estrogen? How about your prolactin? How about your cholesterol? If the answer is, I don't know what they're at, well, we've been talking about blood work for a long time now. That's why we've partnered with Merrick Health, a company owned by Derek, for more plates, more dates. Now, with Merrick, you can get yourself something called the Power Project Panel, which will give you 26 different labs that will help you understand what's going on underneath the hood. After that, you'll be able to be partnered with one of their patient care coordinators, which will give you interventions that range from lifestyle, supplements, to potential hormonal health treatments that can help move you in the right direction. But it all starts with knowing what's going on down here. So get your blood work done. And Andrew, how can they get it?
Yes, we have two options for you guys. Head over to marekhealth.com/power project. That's MAREK health.com/power project. There you guys will see the Power Project panel that Nsima was just talking about. And at checkout, enter promo code Power Project to save $101 off of that panel. Now, if you want to custom select your own panel, you guys can use promo code Power Project 10 to save 10% off all labs. Again, that's at marekhealth.com/power project. Links to them down in the description as well as the podcast show notes.
To me, it kind of sounds like, Lizzo probably just has kind of had it with people hating on her and talking so much trash. It's got to be annoying. And I'm sure that she might even, in retaliation and response, sometimes say things that she doesn't even really believe. Like, I don't even know all the different things she said, but I've heard other people kind of comment and say, that she has said that she's healthy and things like that. But maybe by all markers, maybe she is kind of healthy. Like, I don't know. I'm not her doctor. I've never seen her blood work, and she moves around like she's healthy.
Yo, that woman can move. She can dance for hours on a stage, man. Like, I'll tell you, like, some people that are fit cannot do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's true. So she knows how to move that body.
And it does have to be frustrating when you're. I think that we forget how talented some of these people are. Like, I mean, she's a performing artist. She goes around the world. I just think that we. I don't know why. It's like, obviously the people do get kind of put up on a pedestal, and they are celebrity, and she does make the money and those things. But I think somehow we still like the. It's just interesting that you would disrespect somebody that's like just kicking so much ass. You know what I mean? She seems pretty positive, and again, I'm not aware.
She's won 4 Grammys, I think.
Yeah, she's
dog.
It's insane. I do get it. I do understand what people are talking about, but I don't think she's doing any harm. She's out there exercising. She is trying to make changes with her diet, it appears. Eating clean, we hear so many people say that all the time, so I'll laugh at that one and just say, if she's trying to eat clean to lose weight, then she probably just needs to figure out a way to eat cleaner or make some other choices or develop some other habits. But a lot goes into weight loss, and when you're already big, it is confusing. It can be really difficult. It's not as simple for some people to just simply cut out the Coke that they have. For some guys, we've heard a lot of men over the years say, I cut out fries and I stopped drinking my soda and lost 12 pounds. And then the wife is usually like, that didn't happen for me. Yeah, she's usually pissed, right?
Fuck you, dude.
It can be complicated. And I think one of the things that's complicated about losing body fat can oftentimes be that a person has to kind of get healthy first. They have to get healthy, and they have to have healthy habits in order to get them headed in the right direction. And who knows how long that can take, because developing those habits can take a while.
Yeah, dude. I'm not going to berate it, but like the idea of sleep. Think about, like, again, someone in her situation who's traveling all over the place all the time. Think how fucked up sleep can be. And for many people who are also trying to make that type of change, depending on their job, sleep might just be super rough. You know that if lack of sleep will make you hungrier, it will make you eat more. All the food that you do eat will not fill you up like it usually does. You're just like, your decision making is just hampered. These are things that people are getting the hang of now as far as handling their sleep, but it's not something that was super popular years ago in terms of losing weight. It wasn't one of the first things everybody talks about. Now it is, but still some people don't take it that seriously. And it is one of your biggest movers. So, yeah.
All right, Andrew, want to take us out of here, buddy?
Sure thing. Thank you, everybody, for checking out today's episode. We would like to hear what you guys have to say about this topic. Try not to be mean, though, okay? So, just go ahead. Hit that comment section. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe if you guys are not subscribed already. And if you're on Spotify, please make sure you guys drop comments over there as well. Follow the podcast at MB Power Project all over the place. My Instagram is at I am Andrew Z. And Nsima, where are you at?
What do you guys think of body positivity too? I'm very, very curious.
People probably want us to be mean.
I'd assume so.
Come on, guys. Be mean.
Mark,
tell her she's fat.
Get real.
The get real thing, huh?
Quit, what is it? I forgot.
Pandering.
Pandering, thank you.
Go,
There it
pandering.
is.
Discord's
I
down
don't know
below.
what the heck that even means.
It just means like you're being subservient to the woke mob, and you're doing what they want you to do so that you can get their dollars, and you can,
Yeah.
teeter-totter. At Nsima Inyang on Instagram and YouTube. At Nsima Inyang on TikTok and Twitter, Mark.
I'm at Mark Smelly Bell. Strength is never weakness. Weakness never strength. Catch you guys later. Bye.
Well, if you got to the end of this video, you're definitely curious on maybe how you can lose some body fat or get in better shape or, how to fast. And the masterclass for fasting is right here. It's a culmination of our best content on fasting. We have a lot more, which will come soon, but you should start here if you want to learn how to start fasting.